video. Where's our video? Here's our intro, guys. Hey, everybody. This is Benny and BL Blankenship with iShook Comics. iShook Comics, guys. We're here live at this moment with all our channels. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please grow. Let us grow in order for us to promote and build comics. And of course, Ben has his dog. What's his dog's name?
PJ.
PJ. So PJ is around also here on the iShook Comics live. So we're happy to have PJ as well. Either way, we are here today, guys. And
Have you ever been on a podcast with the Shih Tzu before?
No, this is the first time.
Well, see, there you go. Technically, like a mix. He's a good boy. He will bark at the ice machine 12 times a day, though.
Yeah. Let me just see if we're live on TikTok. Let me just make sure we're live on TikTok. We're live on Kick. We're live on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook, and we're streaming also on TikTok. That's awesome. Yeah, so let me just get or any shout outs to our guys who are following us live or watching us live. Let me just make sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Incidentally, he was it was like a kind of a rescue dog. The people had a lot of pets, and they gave him over to the Roane County Animal Shelter, and there was a line of people wanting him. He has small dog syndrome. If there's a bigger dog, he wants to let them know that he's dominant even when he's not. I know some people like that.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But no. So he's all that way. We're getting some kittens here on Sunday. So
really? So he's gonna be a dog with kittens.
yeah. No, they're gonna be outside cats. They're both black cats. One has a white patch on its chest. But I like black cats personally. But it's crazy. People want to kill them. But I hate like mice and like all manner of vermin and all that, and that's why I like cats, because they kill things that I don't want invading my home. So I'm all about that.
All right, that's awesome to hear. So we're gonna start with our review, right? So we're gonna have a few comic reviews, right? So
sure.
I'm not doing my comic review this week. I'm gonna do it next week.
You're warming up. You're building up to it, and
yeah, I'm building up because I like to, when I do reviews, I'm like, I gotta make it methodical. It's gotta be a different style. This is gonna be your review, my review.
Okay,
so we're gonna mix it up.
This is gonna be pretty loose. So anyway, there's a lot of things going on.
Okay, but before we start, how many reviews are you gonna do today?
Oh, I mean, I'm just gonna talk about a few books, but then I'm gonna do the one for a review.
No, let's talk about the one comic that you want to talk about.
Yeah, that's totally cool. Okay,
all right.
So anyway, there's a lot going on in comics and all that. I did a live stream with some dude, and he said, "Man, I'm just into indie comics," and that's great. But if you're not talking about mainstream stuff as well, then you're kind of not relevant with what's going on. So it's a juggling act of both. I'm all about supporting indie creators. I ought to be, because I am one as well. But I think that it's good to know what's going on in the mainstream. So I had taught what I'm looking at reviewing next week. I guess we're both reading it now. I had suggested it to you, and it is a good book, and so I'm down with doing that with you. It's by IDW, and it's called Star Trek Red Shirts #1. That will be
out. But that's coming on next week. So
I know. I'm just announcing that we're doing that.
Yeah.
So
okay, but I wanted to make it a surprise the day of, but it's okay. You just killed the whole thing.
That will be.
Guys, whoever's watching, this is my problem with Ben, bro. This is my problem with Ben. He's such a good guy, but he knows nothing about media and production. No offense to Ben, right? I love the guy, but anyway.
I want
cat's out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag.
You grasp this. We're promoting a book here. We're letting people know, because the audience.
Yeah, but I don't want to promote the book. We're not having a podcast with the guy. It has to be a surprise. It has to be a surprise. So when we do it, then that's the day of promotion. Not that we're gonna now do a review and then all of a sudden we're gonna get calls on the review.
Well, I think that that it would be built up towards that, but whatever. Y'all can write in the comments and say who's right and who's wrong. I don't care either way. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that's coming out next Wednesday. They've got the Spider-Man Predator #4 that'll be out. That's a popular series by Marvel going on. There's actually, and most people probably aren't going to be like hunting for these, but they're trade paperbacks and all that. They've got several 10-10 books. That's a famous French thing. You know, he's got Snowy the little dog. He's a detective. Hagar the Horrible. They have a thing with him. They've got Peanuts. It's a sports thing. Charlie Brown and all that. So there's a bunch of good stuff. There's 2 Westerns that I would like. I've read all of the ones up until this point for Blood Brothers Mother. Number 4 will be out. And then The Prodigal Son, which is a Western that I've not touched yet. It's the 4th one of that. I forget the name of the company that does it, but I'm under the impression that they're really R-rated and violent. That's just my assumption. It seems like adult or something is in the name of it. It's not like a pornographic looking cover, so I figure it's a bloodbath. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff that's coming out next week that popped. I know that they got I think it's like a Red Sonja noir too. That movie's coming out in August. Do you know about that, Benny? Do you know who Red Sonja is?
No, we're jumping too much, bro. Let's focus on
I
the
know,
on the
I know, but do you know who
let's
Red Sonja is?
focus on the comic you're reviewing. Which comic is it? Let's open up, show it to our viewers. Let's look at it. Let's review it. Tell me what it's about, and then maybe you'll get me to read it also. Okay, so it's in the flip. You got to read it. It's reversed. It's what?
Is it flipped?
Yeah. It's in the.
Here, hang on. I know how to do this. Hang on.
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you.
Do it then. Do it. Flip it.
Do it for it. Flip it. Go ahead.
Dude. Okay. The one that I'm reviewing. The one that I'm reviewing now is from 1987, was when it originally came out, and I found these at a comic shop and was super excited because I know what it is. It is book 2. I have 1, 2, and 3. That's the series of the Longbow Hunters by Green Arrow. That is a DC book. Fantastic. The 1980s run is notably a huge thing. Really dark, really violent, set in real world Seattle. Okay. Wow. So anyway, the first book of it I enjoyed so much.
Let's first go on that one. Let's go on. I want to give each comic a rating. So
that's fine.
The quality of the first book.
I'm building up that it's outstanding. Okay. It's really old.
Okay, so let's go one step at a time. Because I want to make it follow through me. Okay, the first book, because we're doing this the first time. So the quality of the first book you just showed, what's the quality? For a 1987 printing. That's not the first book you showed us.
This is the first one in the series. So there you have it.
Okay, so which one are we reviewing, bro? You're confusing.
The second one. The second one, dude.
So this is the one you're reviewing?
No, the one after this. This is the build-up.
So let's go to listen. Let's just go to the first one that you just showed to us. Let's go critique it. I mean, honestly.
Benny, here's the difference between you and me. You like rules, and I really don't.
But it's nothing to do with rules. People have to understand what we're saying. If there's new people coming on board and they want to read a comic, and we're
I really feel like people have. Okay. I really feel like people have the perspicacity, even if they don't know what that word means, to discern what I'm talking about. But anyway, so
how many? I want to. Before you start, I want to ask ChatGPT something. I want to ask ChatGPT something before you continue. I just want to try to say something to you without being factually incorrect. How many peoples are considered official audiences for comics? Let's see what ChatGPT says.
I don't even understand the premise of that question, because if you're doing a podcast about comics, then that's the people that would be watching it. So the demographic would be watching it. Somebody wouldn't be sucked in from some other place.
No, that's the whole point. If a person wants to get interested in comics, who has no clue about comics, and now they're coming to a show like ours.
They're coming to a show where I'm giving an info dump and saying so much more than just pulling like a needle out of a haystack. But I'm giving them a bleh and talking about the 1980s.
When you chew your steak, do you eat it all at once with the hash browns and everything? Or you cut them up, slice it, you eat it properly.
Steak with hash browns.
Whatever it is, I eat with French fries, whatever. Yeah, but if you cut it nicely, you take nice chews, nice bites. I am a person of information. I know how to disseminate information. And the idea is we want to try to get people who are novices in comic, right, who don't know about comics, also to become part of our audience. So you have to make it universal. You have to make it universal.
That's beautiful. But on the steak subject,
Okay.
now as a rabbi, and I'm asking like kosher wise, I'm just curious. Do you only eat your steak well done, or do you eat it like medium well and all that?
Medium
okay,
well.
all right. I was just checking.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with
I know it's
kosher,
not a bloody. I know it's not a bloody mess if it's medium well. I wasn't sure if it had to be well done.
No.
What is the least cooked that's considered kosher, or is it just about how bled out it is?
No, it's all bled out because we salt it within 3 days. You have to have it salted, all the meat. So when you slaughter the meat, it has to be within 3 days washed and salted and washed again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's already a different thing. But we're not doing a religious podcast. We're doing
no. I was just you start talking about steak.
We're doing
steak.
publishing and book podcasts.
I like a really good porterhouse, but anyway, that's
these are things are beyond me because I can't eat in those places. Okay, let's go back to the original one. Focus on one, and then go to the next one. All right. So this is the one. It's called Green Arrow, written by Mike Grell.
Yes.
Grell.
Yes, right. Grell.
The long. What is it? Longbow. I can't see that.
Yeah.
Lower. Oh, book 2, Dragon Hunt. Okay, so let's understand book 2. We don't care about. This is the review. Book 2 of this book. All right. How is the quality of the printing, and when was it printed? By the way, so you guys, I'm a printing person in original. You know, I used to run a lot of printing. So this type of book.
This is thicker, quality? By the way. This is like a thicker cover.
So what is it? Like 120 point? What would it be?
Probably. I mean, it's something like that. It's a
by the way, Ben is also in the printing industry. So just to know that we're not just people who are coming we're giving commentary in comics. We're also giving commentary in quality, production, which is very important.
I want to show you just how bloody and violent this comic is.
All right,
with just this. So like right there, he finds his woman, and she's just a bloody mess. Right. And
viewer discretion advised. Okay.
Oh yeah, totally. They're considered like adult stuff. They're not like hard R-rated, but they're like a heavy PG-13 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the guy's saying in the first frame, he's talking to another guy there, and he says, "Do you want some of her after I'm finished?"
Okay, let's not get too much. We don't want to get flagged by YouTube. Okay, we got to be careful. All right, I got to be like a production manager here for this guy.
But anyway, it's
so what's the stock? What's the cover stock? Cover stock is heavy.
It's heavy.
Is it gloss?
Yeah.
It's gloss.
I believe
this was printed in what year?
1987.
Okay, so 1987 is before digital age printing. Okay. Right, which is very important because it's the big difference with digital. So okay, for a 1987 book, black and red. Is it blurry? Because we can't see if it's blurry or not.
No. It's really pristine and clear. It's got a little bit of wear on it because, again, this is not a new thing. It's an age thing. The cover price was $2.95 back in the day, when it was new. But, but no, the art is excellent. It's a very traditional kind of art that they've got all through these books. This is just like normal pages, but it's very traditional art and everything that you've got. I mean, you can see just like the way that they're drawn. It's kind of got that. I'm trying to think, not King Arthur, but you know what I mean. Those types of comics that they had. It's kind of got that sort of thing. Again, Green Arrow has this Robin Hood kind of vibe, and he's in 1980s Seattle. So they're showing the Space Needle and all that stuff. And in the first book, there's a guy that's cutting women up with a knife, and there's somebody that's called the Robin Hood Killer who emerges in this. He sees more of that person.
Okay, we want to tell the whole story. We want to.
No, I'm not telling the whole spiel. I'm just saying somebody's going around killing people with a bow and arrow.
All right, I got it.
Next, trying to determine. There's people doing a bunch of crack too. There's drug use in it. That was like hardcore in the 80s because it's like an anti-drug message.
All right, Ben. We got to conform you to the direct messaging properly because these kind of things are going to flag us on YouTube, honestly.
What are you talking about? Why would that flag anybody?
You can't have gore in YouTube. It's direct rules in YouTube. YouTube has rules and also other places. So we can't show gore and we can't show other things. We got to be careful. Anyway, that's why I think one of your videos got flagged or something.
That's not the videos that I've seen on YouTube. I've seen.
No, I mean your video. All right, anyway. One of the videos became disappeared, by the way. I clicked on
whatever.
Yeah, anyway. Listen, next storyline. Does the storyline read easy? Does it read hard?
It's easy. The whole flow is absolutely perfect. It's written fantastic. It's very detective-esque. He's trying
Okay,
to
that's
figure out
very good.
he's trying to figure out both in the first one and this one who the killer is, and then when he catches up to him, what's going on. Somebody's like, "Do you know what the
Okay,
motive is for these people?" And he
what's
says, "If
your
I know the motive, I'd know who the person was that did it." This is the line.
okay? What is your 1 to 10 scale on this comic?
Well, I mean, I haven't read the wrap up yet, but I mean, we're pushing towards
This
10.
one,
I mean,
this
this is
one specific one,
it's outstanding.
this
I mean, it's
specific one, because you can have issue 1 that reads better than issue 3, right?
they're
So that's what.
they are both
So both
outstanding.
comics, you're giving what number?
10. They're both
10.
they're both outstanding, man. I don't give that to most stuff. That's why
All
when
right.
I saw these, I dropped the money and said I'm getting these comics. Really good storyline,
To
really
the
violent.
public, if Ben makes a 10 rating for the next 10 reviews we're doing, he's out.
Yeah,
Because that's ridiculous. You
hey,
can't. Okay, I'm giving you
really violent,
110. Okay, I'm giving you
violent.
110. 110. Okay, I'll let it go for this one as a 10.
Hey, crazy, stupid, violent.
Okay, but you're
But
giving it a 10.
so like people that have watched like Seven or The
So you know what
Penguin
I'm
or
gonna do?
whatever,
I'm gonna
that's the
read.
type of stuff that I like.
Fine. I'm gonna read these 2 comics for next week also, and I'm gonna give the audience my rating. Okay.
You could probably get them digitally on
Well,
Amazon
I'm
for
gonna get
your
it
ease.
digitally. I will trust your quality
Yeah.
report. That's fine. That's no
Okay.
question about it. So we're giving the title of the comics, these 2 comics. What are they called again? Let's put them up again.
It's Mike Grill. It's the Green Arrow Longbow Hunters. There's 3 of them in all, and this is
Okay.
the second one. And I
And
love the first and the second one both. I'm
okay,
looking
so
forward to
next
the
week you
third
prepare
one.
the third one. When's the third
I'll
one
do
coming
it.
out? Yeah,
I've
you do
got
the
the
third.
third one. They're in
Okay.
1987. I've got the third. It's another room.
Okay, fine. So next week you do the third one. I'll do the first 2, and then we'll have a full report and we'll make an
Are
article.
we doing the new comic as well that we talked about? The
Yeah, but it's
Star
not
Trek.
coming out next week. We're not going to
Yes,
be
it
able to
is
have
on
it.
Wednesday. On
Yeah, I mean,
Wednesday.
I'll see if I can read it by then. Yeah.
Wednesday is New Comic Day, Benny. I know that you're the novice. Wednesday's New Comic Day. So on Wednesday, that's when the new comics come out. And I went through a list and looked at them, and I thought, what would Benny
What does
prefer
that
to
mean
read?
Wednesday? What does that mean Wednesday? New Every Wednesday they make new comic releases. That's the day of the comic.
That's when comics come to the comic shops. Yes, or when they put them on the shelves.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
New Comic Book Day. So like if you looked on Midtown Comics website, for example, it would tell you, hey, for this day, here's what's out, and you can click on it and you can scroll all the way through. That's just like a prominent, well put together your website. There's other sites that have stuff like that too, where you can see like ahead in the future, whatnot. But it tells you. But I did go through a list, and that's why I mentioned those other ones as well that I saw that they were coming out. But when I saw Star Trek red shirts, I thought Benny would probably prefer this because I don't want to say, hey, I'm suggesting this to you, Benny, and thinking you might not like it. I thought, what might he enjoy? Now, it could be garbage. I don't know. I don't know. But it's the one that I think has the potential for you to like. The whole deal with red shirts, right?
No. Don't tell me. Let me read it
No,
first.
no, no. I
See,
mean, in Star Trek, period. You know the deal with red shirts, right?
no, I don't right now because I'm not thinking about it.
They're always the ones that wind up dying in all the shows. There's like a running
Okay,
gag
let's
about it.
continue. Let's continue.
Okay,
Let's continue. Okay, let's continue. All right.
yeah.
Now, what I would want to do, um, in hindsight, what I want to do is, first of all, I want to announce
Mhm.
here what we're doing. So we got those reviews, right? So I want to share
Yeah,
this tab. I want to
yeah.
share this
Hey,
tab. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I got 2 other comics with me that I
Okay,
think
no,
are
no, no, no,
pretty.
no, 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 no more than one comic. Stop.
Why?
Stop,
Why?
stop, 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 stop. Next. We
Why?
gotta have segments in these shows already. Next. You have over here Ultimate YouTuber giveaway is part of our iShook giveaway. Just follow the steps. We'll be announcing $500 giveaway. Over here, in 10 days, we will announce it, not in next week's episode. We'll announce the winners the episode after because we have to communicate with the winners as well. Actually, when is 10 days from now? That's the 20th. Yeah, so maybe we'll do a Monday segment with Ben's approval. We'll announce it. All right. So we have over here the giveaway. You can go
I'm
on
fine with
our
a Monday segment, by the way. That's
let's
really
do a
easy.
Monday night segment. It'll be cool. Yeah, for this
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. And then what I want to do is share this tab instead. So this is our YouTube X channel. I don't know why X is very weak in our performance levels, but we're working on it. So this is our X. You just click here. You'll see all the things. Retweet it, and you'll be good. All right, guys. It's very important to promote this. Promotion is probably one part of the giveaways. So then we do the giveaway. All right. So
What does somebody have to do to potentially win again? I got lost in there.
He has to just click here. Right, just to give you an example, you take into the site,
okay,
and then you start. Like you have to log in using, let's say, using my X account.
I'm not seeing the site that you opened up. I'm just seeing the.
Oh yeah, well, let me first log in, so this way.
Okay, go ahead and log in.
So here's what you got to do. You're here. You see, you put your first name. So I'll put my name. Okay. I'm gonna put. Oh, I don't want people to see my emails. Whatever. 1 second.
Do you want to click that screen off and go to the other screen while you're putting in your
let me do that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So now I cannot see it. Now I'm just seeing us. We're good. We're totally
right.
cool.
You're gonna put your email. You're gonna put your email. You're gonna put your information. You press continue, and then don't listen to him, guys. All right, and then you have to verify your email and so on and so forth. Okay. Bottom line is it's a 1-2 step thing that you can do. All right.
Why do you care that I'm shilling for DC here? This is a good book.
Stop sharing now. Stop sharing this. Okay, so you can go to next, follow through the whole thing, and you're good to go. All right.
Yeah.
So that's basically it on that end.
I think we need to have Larry Higgins back on to spice this up.
Yeah, forget about
Larry. Oh man. Somebody's watching that doesn't know that y'all like fought like cats and dogs, and it never went live because he refused, and that was great. Yeah, he was the only belligerent guest.
If you say so, I mean.
Oh no.
All right.
Say so. You know.
Yeah, let's continue. So I want to do a review. Let's read a Piers Morgan review on comics.
Okay.
Interesting that he has one review on comics. I want to share the tab on that. Let's see what's going on. Let's
together, which I think is ridiculous because of the current political.
The new Superman movie has been the subject of intense debate and anticipation, which began more than a year before its release. It could be a make or break moment for the waning dominance of superhero movies and for cinematic blockbusters writ large. Some fans were energized by the prospect of a MAGA Superman when the first trailers were released. Director James Gunn's remarks, the Superman is an immigrant, however, prompted Fox News to label it super woke. So is it going to be a classic or kryptonite? Joining me with their blistering whistle-stop verdict, Superman himself, actor Dean Cain, Gary Buchler, a.k.a. Nerdrotic from the Nerdrotic YouTube channel, Jeremy Griggs from Geeks and Games, and publisher at Film Threat, Chris Gore. Well, welcome to all of you. Right, Dean, let's start with you as the resident Superman expert, because you played him. Your view
that
of
series
this new
ended
movie.
horribly, by the way.
Well, I'm excited for it. First of all, these.
Why you say that?
Did you not watch that series?
I don't remember.
New Adventures of Superman.
Honestly, I don't remember.
It was like they had cut the series or something at the end, and they just went to some quick thing, and they had a baby that was magically delivered in like a crib, and that's the way that it went off. It was one of these endings that sucked royally. So we were watching. Me and Victoria's like 5 or 6 seasons. I've got all the DVDs and thinking, what's going to happen? And they dropped the ball. So did Smallville, by the way. Smallville had a few good seasons, and then it kind of went to mush.
That's why Ben's nickname is Spoiler.
Just to you, whatever. It's been out for how long? It's not spoiling it. It's like incompetence or negligence if you've not watched it.
You're assuming 300 million Americans watched it already.
Oh, wow. When was that? At the 90s?
Doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
the new kids they don't even know that it exists anymore, man. Like
the people that are
honestly.
watching this are like 30, Benny. You just got to wake up.
Oh my god! All right,
I'm just
no,
not that hip to drawing this new generation.
no
I'm telling
chance
you.
for discovery.
You know, I don't know. Whatever.
All right, let's see what
Go
else.
ahead.
Let's see what else they're saying.
I just want to rag on Nerdrotic. This is amazing. Go ahead.
All right, let's see.
These guys all know more about Superman than I do. I promise you that right now. All geniuses.
They've never been Superman. That's the key difference.
Yeah, I think
Except
I
in
was
their own
excited for
mirrors.
this. I'm sorry. I'm excited for this film. I was excited to see it. It looked like a lot of fun. James Gunn had a lot of humor in that original Guardians of the Galaxy. I was excited for it. I still am excited for it. But you know, the idea they start talking politics and Superman is an immigrant.
What'd you say?
I said Rob Liefeld really likes it. I've heard some reviews from people that aren't as fond of it. It's a back and forth, but Rob Liefeld, he's a notable comic creator. He really enjoyed the movie. He said that it was good. And I have heard the spoilers, by the way, which I'm not going to blast out. I'm planning on watching this like tomorrow. But I know about things that go on in the movie.
I want to see what their responses are.
Now, and just for all credibility. For all credibility here, there is no world where Lex Luthor is not an evil billionaire. That is his character. But go on.
All right. Yeah. Obviously, right?
Superman's actually a refugee and was adopted and assimilated into American culture tremendously well, and so that's a little bit different than.
Isn't that an immigrant?
All these commercials.
Immigrant, whichever. He was sent.
Contacts
you
in
get
5
to say either
minutes
way.
and get them the next
Because
day.
he was sent from Krypton and came to the Kent's farm.
Really?
No.
Well, yeah, obviously.
No?
It's a refugee.
Yeah. Well,
It is an
refugees are
immigrant.
immigrants, so aren't they really?
Well, yeah, but you got to understand, Piers, the United States is the most immigrant-friendly country on the planet by far. We take more than the next 4 countries legal immigrants every year, more than the next 4 countries combined every single year.
Right. So why would you mind if a narrative is that Superman's an immigrant? Why wouldn't that be a thing
I don't
to
mind
celebrate?
that narrative, but the truth is he is a refugee. He is a child and a refugee. It's because they're trying to equate those
But you know what's so
together,
funny?
which I think is
You know
ridiculous.
what's so funny? If he's an immigrant, right? Can you deport Superman?
No.
Can ICE deport Superman? If you're defining him as an immigrant?
Only if you watch Man of Steel, he'll let them put the handcuffs on, even though that.
No, but I'm talking about deport
because it does no good.
Understanding, but can you deport? Can you deport Superman?
By force?
Okay. How will you deport Superman?
Are you saying by force?
If you're saying he's an immigrant, right? Definition of an immigrant is that he's illegally here.
Here we go politicizing this, but it's already being
let's
done.
continue.
That's what they're talking about. I'd say Phantom
Because
Zone.
of the current
War World, man.
politicization of that situation.
I mean, did Superman ever get naturalized? Did he ever become a citizen? Ever?
Probably illegally, because they would have claimed him as their kid and not said that he was an alien.
Yeah. All right. Let's
That's
see.
the part that makes
Misinformation.
you go, look, don't try and make it all woke and crazy. Keep that character as, the way I like him is truth, justice, and the American way. And I was hoping that would be the case in this film, and I hope it is the case.
Somebody
and I'm
struck
still
that
looking
down, the
forward to it.
American way part. They took that out a while
Let me
back.
bring in the Drotti. What do you feel about this? I mean, I've read quite a few reviews spinning around online, and the general view is it's not bad, bordering on quite good, that it's not as political as people are trying to frame it. What's your view?
Oh, it's not woke at all. What Variety was doing, Mark Melkin, particularly because he's really good at his job, is baiting adult pretenders into saying something stupid, and they did. And I overall, despite what I felt about the trailers, I thought the marketing was, they at least tried to be fun, and you didn't have Rachel Zegler out there pissing people off for 2 years. And it was
By the way, I had breaking news on her. I went to the first night of Evita in London's West End. She's the lead, and she was absolutely brilliant. Even though she's very irritating in her public pronouncements of a woke nature.
What's up?
I may have to switch computers. What I'll do is I'll do it on my phone. You just keep it going. It's just showing a red tab. So if I disappear, I'll pop back in.
Well, let's get to the points that I want to hear.
Yeah, they blocked,
and people were worried it's going to be political. No, that's not the problem with this movie. The problem with this movie is it's overwhelmingly
same old phone.
Can't stand the fact they have these commercials. One second, let me just move this out.
If you kick me in on this other one, knock me off on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what they're saying
Absolutely hates it. And we're going to get back to like a normal conversation with this, the kind I used to have in my comic shop where we'd be just fighting over plot points and story structure and adaptation of character or interpretation of character in the comic shop. That's what, and the discourse is going to be crazy. I will say without a doubt, the Snyder bros out there are going to have a field day with this.
Well, let's
Absolutely.
find a sniper bro. Jeremy.
I'm definitely not a Snyder bro. Zack Snyder does not like me, and I don't like his movies, but I liked his version of Superman better than this one. Now, I was looking forward to this movie. I like James Gunn stuff. I've liked all of his Guardians movies. I even liked his movie that he didn't direct it, but Brightburn. It was like an evil take on Superman, and I enjoyed that one. I did not like this movie at all. This movie drove me crazy because Superman is very weak in the movie, and he's always in a defensive state.
I heard that.
Always. It's not overly political or anything like that. They're not beating you over the head with the immigration stuff.
I heard that Guy Gardner's awesome minister.
When you start to pick it apart, it actually has a lot of elements where every man in this movie is weak and he cries, and they're all emotional.
Is that true?
They're all emotional.
That would make no sense.
This is what they did with James Bond. They turned him from a steely-eyed dealer of death who, romanced woman after woman, who drank heavily, smoked, shot people, and they turned him into this blubbing cretin.
Yes.
And I was like, why would you do that? And then they're doing it to Superman. Why are they all going to cry?
He's
never
like
stoic. He's like one of the tougher Green
person
Lanterns.
that commands the moment. This is Superman. When Superman is in your presence, you should be in awe of that moment at all times. And half the time, they're treating him like he's the dumb jock in school, but we have to kind of respect him because he can throw the football far. That's kind of how they treat Superman in this, where they're kind of like, what do you do? And they second guess him. He always needs help.
I'm watching this tomorrow,
I didn't like it. And
regardless.
again, I want to preface this. This is not against James Gunn. I hate James Gunn as a person, but I love him as a director.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that's a good point. Is that what the depiction of Superman should be? Should he be I mean, I always believed that Superman was more of a, like we said last time,
he's like an inspirational, like aspirational character.
No, I think
he's not all dark. He's not trying to figure it
out. I'll tell you something that's the way I see the world, right? Mm-hmm. Superman, whether it's Superman, whether it's any other mythical time, the Greeks, the Romans, where they worship the gods and the superhumans were the gods, so to speak. I think Superman has become, because you remember the original Superman comic, he wasn't a person who could fly, right?
He could jump very high, yes. I know.
Yes, he just was able to jump and leap bounds, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, when did the flying start coming?
I don't want to quote it wrong. It was a little ways down the road, but it was not initially like that. It's just like Batman's car was initially a red car.
So why did they put him as a flying person? Because that means he's a superpower. Like he can travel from one point to another point instantly, almost.
Yeah, I mean, he already did. The Hulk jumps long distances too, but that's another franchise.
Yeah, but the Hulk in general, but it makes sense. The Hulk will be able to jump
because he's just strength.
Yeah, but that's his whole thing. That's his whole thing, his strength and the clap that he has, right? So let's see what else they're saying about this.
Superman's got the heat vision.
I think he's a phenomenal director. Right. I think he's a great director. And all of his stuff has been good, but none of it worked. The comedy was weird. Crypto made me like Baby Yoda. That's how annoying Crypto was in this. He was so aggravating.
Let's bring Chris
I've heard
in
the
because he
dogs
loved it. Chris, why did you love it?
Well, I can't say that I loved it. I enjoyed it more than Jeremy and Gary, I guess, but it is flawed. It is a movie for kids. This is kids and families will eat this up. It's a Gen Z TikTok generation Superman for short attention spans.
Rob Liefeld said people were laughing and clapping through the theaters, so the masses like it.
Well, that's what he's saying. It's a family show. It's a family movie.
Yes. So I mean, you do have these guys on here, and
well, that's what he said before. He said that he liked the Snyder movie better.
Yeah, But any projections that they're giving negative, Rob Liefeld said his take was that this is a Superman movie for this generation because gauging the reactions of the people that were in there, regardless of what he thought about it, and he did like it. He said that they all liked it, the audience response, and it was a jam-packed theater. He's in California. Rob Liefeld.
My question is, why is it so difficult? We have so much technology. We have so much understanding. Why is it so difficult to create a Superman movie that fits the comic? I mean, it's so hard to do that. I just don't get it.
The perfect roadmap would really be the animated ones because they've done so phenomenal on that, and they've drawn from
the animated ones are the best. They're the best. They're the best, by the way. Yeah. Almost every animated Superman that comes out on Max is unbelievable. Like
they're fantastic.
They're fantastic. Their storylines are unbelievable. The thing is, I think that they're doing so much better than even freaking Hollywood. I mean, these independent people running these animated versions are
Warner Brothers though runs all that stuff and everything. I just saw Superman versus the Elites. When I was at a comic shop, they were playing different movies, and I really liked that a lot. And I wasn't familiar with that character whose name escapes me right now, but he's got the British flag tattooed on his chest, and I liked him a lot. I liked the Elites, even though they were like anti-heroes / villains because they were killing bad guys. But I liked the storyline. I liked the characters. I thought they were compelling. It was done well. Go ahead.
All right, let's see what else going on here.
Of a Superman TV series, it moves so quickly, and once it's like jangling keys. Every scene, jangling keys. But the thing it gets right is the character of Superman. I think this is early in his heroic career.
Looking to get jacked, man, boy.
1 second. I don't want to watch this stuff in the. Let's see
here. Joe.
Yeah, I don't want to go against the YouTube rules.
Yeah. So they're throwing up commercials, but that's because it's like a monetized.
I like David Cornsweat. At the same time, they changed the lore about his Kryptonian heritage, and I despise.
I heard they had a spin on Krypton. I don't know what that is.
Fix it at some point in the future. Crypto, I didn't mind. People love dogs, but this is so the polar opposite of what Zack Snyder did, a more adult vision of Superman, a more serious approach. And James Gunn took literally the opposite approach on almost every choice. It's colorful, it's goofy, it's much more comedic. And
heard today that the J.J. Abrams screenplay was like the best Superman screenplay ever written.
Okay, I mean,
but it never got made.
I feel very proprietary.
Really?
Yeah, Liefeld said that. Liefeld knows his stuff. He was one of the founders.
This guy?
Rob Liefeld was one of the founders of Image Comics. He has the number one comic podcast, period, anywhere. And he's very enthusiastic and he knows his stuff. He's been reading since a kid. He's worked in them for, I don't even know how many decades, a lot. So he's really got it down.
All right, let's see. Hopefully we'll become the
He invented cable.
How many viewers is
Deadpool? Superman, because he's a reporter. Right, he's a journalist. He's one of us. So the fact that Superman actually is a journalist is a big deal for the world of journalism. Unfairly berated around the world. He's one of our own who's actually Superman. So let me come back to you, Dean. A present company accepted. Who's been your favorite Superman? I mean, who is to you the epitome on screen of what Superman should actually be? Mine would be Christopher Reeve. Right, I just thought the first was the best. He was Superman. Best, by the way.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, no question about it. I remember the movie when it came out.
By the way, I idolized Christopher Reeves my whole life. I mean,
the first two movies I liked. I don't like the other ones with
the third one. Yeah, third one was a little bit. The third and fourth were a little bit. Yeah,
I wasn't really into Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, though. I've got way better Lex Luthors than Hackman. I didn't feel like he was a good fit for it, even though I like Gene Hackman. I didn't like him in that role.
All right,
but Christopher Reeve was on the money.
No, he was on the money. He was like, he was matured. He was a matured Superman. Mm-hmm. It was, I think, in between maybe the colorful look that they're looking for. I think everybody's trying to mimic that first style.
Yeah,
but I think Snyder was mimicking the actual comic style, like more realistic. My opinion.
He went way darker. That Batman versus Superman was awful. It was like some weird indie film, but I like Man of Steel a lot.
All right.
And I'd seen that, but when I saw Christopher Reeve on screen, when I saw him do that, he became the definitive Superman to me. And even as he went on, I didn't see the last couple of them, but the first few were outstanding. And even when I played Superman, because in my incarnation, Clark Kent was the character and Superman was the disguise. So I just sort of pretended I was Christopher Reeve. And he is my favorite Superman. He's my #1 Superman. I thought he had that great combination of sincerity and strength at the same time. That little wink in the eye, and that little twinkle in the eye. That's Superman to me, and that to me is the #1 Superman.
Well, not only Superman, it's how James Bond should always have remained as well.
Yeah, I agree with him by that at that point also. I liked what's his name's James Bond character the best. What was his name again? Oh my God, the Scottish one. Oh
that's exactly who I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name again?
I can't think of it. I know who you mean.
Yeah. Okay. Next. Well, it'll be embarrassing if I don't remember his name. 1 second.
It's all good.
Let's check it out. James Bond. Oh my God.
They've had several.
Sean Connery. I didn't even have to Google it.
They've had several good James Bonds, but yeah, he's got to drive an.
I think he's the best one in my opinion.
Yeah, there's got to be a bunch of stuff.
No, Jossi, this issue of the political side of it, there is a fictitious militarized nation of Boravia, which has, with US backing, been planning to invade the poor and ill-equipped country of Jahanpur. Many people, a kid in Jahanpur calls out Superman. He knows that help isn't coming from other countries on Earth. He needs something divine, something super to save him. You know, many people are saying this is clearly Israel, Palestine. Jahanpur is Palestine, and that therefore it's an anti-Israel movie because it portrays the invaders as the bad guys.
Oh my
etc.
God! How do they make
did
this
you get
movie
that feeling from it?
Not at all. I think the screenplay was done before October 7th, and
the Nerd
I
Roddick's
think you
seen
can put
it.
that allegory. I mean,
The
you can
guy
also
talking.
look at it as
Say it
He
again.
used to own a comic shop.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's writing for Rippaverse right now. He has a huge following, huge.
Yeah, obviously he's been on Piers Morgan many times.
like Russia versus Brown Ukraine too, minus the U.S. backing. But it was all manipulated by Lex. It was so comical, and it wouldn't really be a great representation because the country of brown people just sat around in the desert the whole time waiting for Superman to show up in the movie. It's done very comic book. I'm sure people will try to put that impression on it, but it wasn't there. It was just there basically as a gag.
I actually thought
What's up with all these commercials, man?
Look, they're chock full of commercials, but yeah, you know, so they had said that James Gunn, which he's noted for saying and doing things and acting another way, great director, but ways that are bad publicity wise. You've obviously had that with the Pedro Pascal thing. I feel bad for these companies having people acting up like that, but Warner Brothers has put the kibosh on that, and they said we're stopping these appointments. This garbage isn't going to go on. They've got all their eggs in this basket, or so many of them in this basket. It's such a huge deal. They can't afford for it to fail because somebody wants to get on television interviews and act like an idiot. So they've quashed that. And there will be worse consequences, they said, if he ever does anything like this again.
Who is this again?
James Gunn, the director.
Oh.
You just don't tell half of the audience don't come to this if you don't think like I do. It's entertainment. Back in the day, they would have celebrities on a leash. So like these ladies men, like Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was a homosexual, but they would make it up like he was a ladies man and all that. They would just project these people in a certain way, and it didn't matter how they were. That's like the Beatles. They wouldn't show them going out with prostitutes and everything. These are a bunch of nice, clean young boys, even though they weren't. They were doing every drug there was that could be done. But they would have handlers, and they would be on leashes. And now we have social media, so anytime somebody's acting like a fool, they'll show it all over social media, and then somebody will say, I'm not going to this movie or watching the show because I've been so turned against this individual because they've seen something in them they don't like, instead of them having some kind of a nice presentation when they just got to get up and act.
Which, by the way, Gene Hackman was interviewed once in a famous interview, and they asked him, "Why don't you do interviews?" Or what? I don't know if it was asked in the interview, but he said, a movie star should not be known who their character, who they are personally, because that can affect their the audience and how they perceive the okay, let's see anyway, and how they perceive what's it called, the person
going on 34, and she said to me, let's have a movie night. It was just me and her on last night. I said, great. And then thinking, hopefully it won't be one of those 13-year-old girl movies. And she went, why don't you watch Top Gun Maverick, which I think, Nadronic, you certainly know is one of my favorite movies ever. And we sat and watched it, and she absolutely loved Top Gun Maverick, which for me is a massive breakthrough moment.
Which, by the way, Top Gun was really done very well.
I really
Tom
like
Cruise
Top Gun
made
Maverick.
it very. Yeah,
I've seen the movie that they speak of. It was fantastic.
He was able to do a sequel beyond the original, which is unbelievable.
Tom Cruise is a great actor
and a great stunt person. He's just a great filmmaker.
He's a star.
It means I can now segue her
Top
into
5,
Rocky. I can segue her into The Godfather. There's no limit now. And once we've crossed the Rubicon of Top Gun Maverick, will she like the Drotic, do you think, this Superman, if she likes Top Gun Maverick? Or is it going to be too young?
I don't think she will. Top Gun Maverick is one of the best films of the last decade, easily. Yeah. And this is at very best forgettable. Right. It's absolutely forgettable.
Top Gun Maverick was like one of these 80s movies that gets talked about forever. It's
but you gotta understand, Top Gun was not done by CGI. It was done by real planes.
Oh, I know it. I know.
Yeah, like how he got them to even agree to do that. I mean, did you ever watch the behind the scenes, like how they did it?
No,
like, it was amazing. It was amazing. They had people on cockpits. They had people in real planes.
Again,
real F-35s, real F-22. No,
I mean, I'm down with it. Again, I don't like the rules. I like how the Beastie Boys did their sabotage video. They just went running around with guns and everything, and the cops got called. It's like, you can't just go around and go to waving guns around, brandishing pistols and videoing it.
Well, let's see.
Are paper thin, and ultimately, James Gunn was not the right guy for the job. We all, in the nerd sphere, we all questioned if this guy who was really good at taking quirky characters, including a raccoon, and making them relatable, could he do something with a traditional character? Is James Gunn the kind of, he admitted himself that he couldn't crack Superman until a couple of years ago. James Gunn is not the kind of guy who's going to put an American flag in his front yard during 4th of July. And that's the kind of guy you need to be to create Superman,
probably
to write a Superman, to write a Superman.
I agree.
Okay, so Jeremy, there's been some pretty
that's his tone. He's a Boy Scout.
Reviews. Even
he's not all dark like Batman.
Didn't like it. The Man of Steel, played with square-faced soullessness by David Corenswet, has an uninteresting crisis of confidence in Gunn's cluttered, pointless franchise restarter. The Times said James Gunn's turned the 9th big screen film into an indigestible mush. Empire's take, the biggest saving grace, Crypto, the cheeky cape-wearing canine sidekick. Superman may not be a great movie, but Crypto's a very good dog. But then Time Out says David Corenswet was the best Man of Steel since Christopher Reeve. So
I've heard good things about David Corenswet.
What's your view of what they're saying there?
Well, the best Man of Steel since Christopher Reeve, of course, would be the man on the panel with this.
Right there.
I mean, so,
thank you.
But,
you meant Dean,
yeah, definitely not you, Piers. But anyway, but no, I mean, this is the problem with this movie. And I think with Chris bringing up the TikTok mindset is that's the mindset. This movie moves so fast, and it ultimately it's just a bad mix. James Gunn works perfectly with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't work perfectly with DC characters who are more, darker and a little more grounded at times and need a more serious tone. And that's really what happened here. I'm not against the MCU.
He's saying something very smart, by the way. He is saying that the whole structure of how the Marvel stories are built is very different than the way the DC stories are built.
They're absolutely different. That's kind of common
right.
Stuff
and what he's saying, and by the way, you should know. See, I think there's another thing they're not saying here. Remember one thing: Marvel has not have cinematic movies till James Gunn came in.
Yeah.
Right. So therefore, what? It was like, okay, whatever he did will be a success story because there's no comparables. With DC, you had Batman in the 80s, you got Superman in the 80s, right? You already had these movies. So now anything you're gonna do is always gonna be compared to those originals.
The first thing for the Marvel universe was Blade with Wesley Snipes. I don't know if you know that, but that was the
I know Blade.
They've had others.
Yeah, but Blade
wasn't
was
as big.
never the.
It had a cult following.
No, I know, but it was never the opener. It was never what people want. Everyone wanted to watch an X-Men movie, right? For
Spider-Man was
decades.
huge when Spider-Man came out.
Yeah, Spider-Man was huge again, but they were not made by James Gunn, right?
No,
Right. So
no, he's
again,
Guardians of the Galaxy and such.
so again, but so basically, when he did Guardians and he did all these other movies, was there Guardians in the 80s for him to compare to? No. Superman, there was already an 80s Superman to compare to whatever he's doing now.
Well, I mean, there's comics, but you know what I mean.
No, so I'm talking about movie wise.
when you look at, say,
I'm talking about movie wise. Do you agree with me?
I know, but when you say like
I don't
Spider-Man,
know, I no means I agree.
when you say Spider-Man, who he is he's Peter Parker, and he puts on a suit and he becomes Spider-Man. Superman's costume is Clark Kent, and quite honestly, Bruce Wayne essentially inwardly died in that alley with his parents and became somebody else. So Bruce Wayne is the mask because he's really Batman. And he said before in what is it, Batman Beyond, probably some comics, but definitely Batman Beyond, that he doesn't call himself Bruce in his head because you've got somebody communicating like telepathically or whatever. He calls himself Batman because that is his identity. That's who he is.
All right, but what does that have to do with the critique here?
Because it's worlds apart. Marvel and DC are totally different. Their tones.
Oh, yeah, the tones of the story. But I was trying to get into more specifically the comparables. That James Gunn was bound to fail because he's being compared.
You know, I've got to watch the movie because you've got people that.
Okay, you watch the movie, then compare, and then you'll see if does he overcome the perception of the other movies.
I'll either like it or not. And I'm in a place that's different from a lot of people because there's some people that are really haters of Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel, even though it's a darker Superman story. I did like it, but Superman is a hopeful, bright, sunny character.
Right. By the way, I like Snyder's version of Superman too. I did not dislike it.
Sphere that liked Thunderbolts, and most people, Gary, hated that movie.
Yeah.
And so it's not about
it.
that I'm
I love
against the
Thunderbolts.
MCU tone. It's that it doesn't work for Superman. Superman needs to be taken seriously. It doesn't mean it can't be fun. You go back to the Christopher Reeve movies. There's some whimsical, goofy stuff in those movies as well, but Superman is taken seriously when Superman needs to be taken seriously. And none of those moments happen in this. He is on the defense the majority of this movie.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, he is always needing someone else.
By the way, it seems like the latest show from from what's it called? The latest show of Superman, Lois and the new Lois and Clark show.
I saw it. Yeah,
I think his depiction of Superman was just as good.
And her Lois was brilliant.
Not only that, Ma and Pa Kent are stupid, dumb rednecks. And I'm from Alabama, so I get allowed to say that, okay? It's like my family is Ma and Pa Kent. They're
my whole
stupid
family's from the
and
South.
they're dumb in this movie. And
you
as
are
a person,
so what is he trying to say? What's wrong with them?
He's saying that they're portraying Ma and Pa Kent like a bunch of hicks and like
good or bad.
It like in a negative way. So when my mom, she's from Harlan, Kentucky. When she went to school up in Toledo, that's where I was born. My family's moved up there to get better jobs and all that in factories and all away from the coal mines and what have you. Kids would ask her, because people are this stupid. They would say, "Do you really eat off pool tables?" Because that's what happened on the Beverly Hillbillies. You know, there were these kids that moved down here to Rockwood, Tennessee. I live in Harriman now, but it's still Roane County. But to Rockwood, Tennessee, and they were from up north, and they wanted to fit in, so they went to school barefoot because they thought that the kids in the South were really barefoot. You know, it's like a weird characterization that it ain't the way that it is. You know, it's you're not going to a Hatfield and McCoy thing like in real life. They do have a restaurant that has a nice dinner theater in Pigeon Forge, but I mean, so he's saying that they're painting them like dumb hicks. You know, like in Morgan County, there's a thing that people say.
But how is that a bad thing? I don't get it. Okay, let's continue on.
Because they're portraying them as stupid.
Okay.
That's
redneck, Jeremy.
I don't know.
That
is true. I'm thinking if you're gonna cast some dumb rednecks, call my family. I mean, come on, what are we doing? But Ma and Pa Kent are very stupid.
I liked them from the trailer. I thought they seemed like, normal and down to earth.
How did you raise this guy if you're this stupid? And I don't want to give a mega spoiler, but there's a huge, huge twist to Superman's story with his other parents, his real parents, that cancels out this whole movie.
Okay.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster what they did.
It bothers me
worse
though.
than, it's worse.
I'll let you
It's
know.
worse than. It's worse than Pa. Sorry, Dean. Apologies.
No.
It's worse than Pa Kent getting letting Clark get Pa Kent getting sucked up into a tornado. It's actually
Yes.
worse than
Wow.
that scene.
It's worse than that. It's
That
worse
Couldn't
than
even
sounds
that.
get the words out. I was so pissed.
It must be
Yeah.
Which
horrific.
bothers me though.
I want to ask Chris,
because-
though, because Chris, there is one silver lining here, which I think you touched on. You said it's also refreshing to see women allowed to be sexy in a modern Hollywood movie. Heels, skirts, cleavage, and so on.
Yeah, it's shocking. So you notice it when you see it. I mean, heterosexual or normal relationships are under attack in Hollywood movies, and seeing women allowed to be women, dresses, short skirts, high heels, cleavage, much cleavage. Thank you, James Gunn, for that. It's
Probably
weird
Cat.
to see because it's absent from
Cat's
all
the
the Marvel
floozy that
fare.
works with
All
them
the
at
women
their
are
work. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
They're not allowed to truly be women. They're kind of like they have that Florence Pugh kind of nothing body.
It's
you
like
know?
the Bond girls have all basically gone non-binary. They've got to get them back.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
so
that
that
Amazon
was-
are going to reverse this trend. They got to bring the glam back.
I think
Make
Florence
Bond
Pugh's
what he was
personally,
originally,
but you know.
and bring the glam Bond girls back.
He needs his mojo back.
Yes, he
What
needs
he
to
needs
stop
is
crying
swagger.
and start, just being Bond.
Shagging.
Dean, I want to play you a clip. This is from you and Terry Hatcher in Superman, of course, the TV series. Let's take a look.
Hold on.
Okay, all right, commercial. Click, 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 click. Talk to me, Benny. What are you thinking about it?
I don't know. I think they have different views of what Superman are. I noticed. No offense to the comic guys, but they're too. What's it called? They're too picky. You know what I mean?
But they love it. They're passionate. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's what makes it too critical. They're too critical because of their passion.
You can stay with me.
Don't you think all the mirrors
Cat.
above the bed would keep him awake?
The one that's
Count on
fighting with
How
Lois.
hard can it be? Handsome, hot Superman, hot woman on his arm, another hot woman trailing after him. That's what you want at the movies.
Was Dean Cain in that scene? I didn't see him anywhere. I saw
yeah, I
Terry
wasn't paying
Hatcher.
attention.
I
Do
saw
you know
Terry
about
Hatcher.
Dean
I didn't see
Cain
Dean
and when
Cain.
Terry Hatcher got hired? How that went?
No, let's not talk about that. I want to.
No. Real quick. Let's talk about that.
Right.
So he had these line of actresses that had to audition for the role of Lois, and it was some scene that involved them all making out with him. So that was the kind of job that he had to do, and he didn't even know if he was hired for sure then. But so he's doing all these kissing scenes with all these women because they want to see if they have history, like chemistry together and all that. And she asked him to go over lines with her in her room, her dressing room, and she said, "Why do you hate me?" She said, "You never speak to me. We work at the same studio." And he said, "I don't hate you," and all that. And they did get along well, and she got cast. But he told that interesting story about that. It's kind of wild.
What is that? I don't get the. Right. That's
I'm
how
just
he
saying,
got.
Terry Hatcher and him working together. It was wild, man. That's how she got cast.
Oh, okay, because they hated each other.
No, I mean they eventually got along, but he was just saying it was a little bit awkward. What was she? She's on MacGyver, is what she was on. She looked great in MacGyver.
Which the original MacGyver?
I believe so. Yeah. She was like a ditzy character.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
I was
Sure.
distracted.
I think a lot of women saw Dean Cain in that clip. Trust me. But Dean, I mean,
The thing-
it seemed like happier, simpler times for Superman. Less complicated.
Which I love, but here's the thing that Jeremy said that really caught my attention was that Mom and Pa Kent were really stupid, which drives me crazy because him being raised by Mom and Pa Kent are those small town American values that makes him who he is, and that just kills me because we had that in our show. We also had beautiful women, and I think Terry Hatcher was the best Lois Lane of all time. So we were very
think
blessed.
so. I think so
but I
too,
thought
by
that
the
was
way.
so
Yeah.
important because in my own life,
The
my
reason why
dad is a small.
That's is because you saw her more than the other ones. You see her character more than the other ones.
Who, Terry? Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Therefore, she represents the character more than the rest of them.
I really do
Small-town
like
farmer
that
from
new
South
show that
Dakota,
they had,
and-
though. I thought that lady did.
That new show was good, but I think they stopped it. They can't. It's over. Right?
They did. It went. What was it? 3 or 4 seasons, but she did a good job.
The guy wanted to quit. He wanted to quit. That's why the Superman player.
And they killed him, Benny.
I know, it was so stupid. No,
No,
they gave him a human heart. No,
yeah, the
which is
Lois
stupid.
dad's heart.
It's a stupid ending.
My most difficult times,
It's
I
better
could go
than
to
a
him
lot
and he
of
would
their
give me
endings.
great advice with great morals and great
Oh.
values. And that's so much of what I thought Superman was and why he was uniquely American, which is why I love truth, justice, and the American way.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, it's been a massive debate about whether the Formula One Brad Pitt movie was going to be a hit, because the narrative was Americans don't care about Formula One, even though Drive to Survive, the TV series, the streamer series, had done surprisingly well in America. Anyway, it's now turned out it's been a hit, certainly exceeded expectation. And I guess in the end, Nadrotic, in the end, money and success will talk, right? If this movie is a big hit, a big commercial success, then all the narrative about, well, he's too weepy, he's too this, it's too comedic, it's all going to disappear, and it'll be Superman's back better than ever.
Yeah, unfortunately, Superman isn't very super in his own film, as opposed to F1, where Brad Pitt is great. And what F1 did right was it didn't try to reinvent the wheel, for lack of a better analogy, but it made a sports movie, a racing movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about F1.
I like Ford versus Ferrari. That was a good race.
I heard it was like Days of
I
Thunder.
know, but they already had a
Formula
movie similar to that already done.
Ford versus Ferrari was awesome. I like that. And when they're showing them going around the track and you can see the brakes and like
the F1 is not the F1 is not.
I'm not seeing F1. I'm just saying that
was
another good
Ford
movie.
versus Ferrari was very good. It was and I didn't know the history behind it, by the way.
Even though historically I have a lot of problems with Henry Ford, the man won a Nazi medal for.
Forget about him. I don't even want to mention that.
Yeah. People died in work lines, freezing to death under him. He's an evil piece of garbage. Okay, anyway, go on.
And yet, did we bail them out in 2008? I don't remember.
Yes,
I don't even remember.
Monday.com.
Well, we bailed out the company, I think.
Wasn't that Chevrolet or was that Ford?
That was Ford, Chevrolet, both.
Yeah. My dad is retired from General Motors, incidentally.
Oh, GM, right?
Yeah. He was at GM Powder Train Hydromatic in Toledo, Ohio. That's where they make the transmissions for the Corvettes.
Interesting.
I know I'm going to love it already. It's like, of course, Route One. Just give us what we want. Stop overthinking movies. Top Gun Maverick was the most brilliant sequel ever, because everything was a nod to the first one. It was exciting. It was dramatic. It was the perfect length. And I think the same with this Formula One. I haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait to see it from the reviews I've read, many of which were like, it's not this, it's not that. You know what? In that case, I'm going to love it. It doesn't overthink what's on the tin.
It turns out people still want to see the traditional male lead.
Yeah.
They do.
Yes.
Something that Hollywood's been trying to remove masculinity for, it seems like, the last decade.
Yes.
And
I can tell you right now, Hollywood has become like a pulpit of their own religion, right? They're creating their own religion.
They have, and that's a lot of what a bunch of people object to in the comics industry. Supposedly, people taking it over and trying to push ideologies and all that. At the end of the day, this is either going to be a hit movie or it's not. It's going to resonate with the mainstream or it's not. If you can't write a mainstream movie, you shouldn't be working for Warner Brothers or Disney. Either one, because that should be their main thing. That's why they've lost, particularly Disney, overwhelming, insane amounts of money that would have shut any other company down.
Tens of billions of dollars, bro. Tens of billions.
It's crazy. And the way that it happens too is when they go to firing people, they don't fire people up at the top who are responsible for stuff or whatever. They start picking people, at the lower tiers off and saying we'll save some money here by getting these people and firing them.
Well, you need
a fraction of so and so's salary.
You need to know your audience. People don't know their audiences. That's the problem.
You know who knew their audiences was Ryan Gosling. For the whole Deadpool Wolverine thing.
Oh yeah, he understood it. He understood it.
And he knew the character and what people needed it to be.
Yeah, and he put his comedy into it. But he knew it because of the X-Men role that he had there. That's he had been
Deadpool a few times before. Yes.
So that was the beauty of it.
To be White Boy Summer,
Yeah.
to bring people back to the box office.
I don't know if I've told you this, but I bumped into
Dinosaurs,
Barbara
too.
Broccoli recently at a dinner. I was actually sitting with Dame Judi Dench. So imagine the dynamic, right? And Barbara Broccoli comes over. I've never met her. And I said, I know you're looking for a new Bond. I said, I think it's time you went a little bit older, a little bit suaver.
I like doing this, by the way. I think this is
and
good.
bring him back as a steely-eyed dealer of death with a little twinkle in his eye.
Yeah,
And
but
she said,
Piers
"What are you
doesn't
thinking,
always
Piers?" I
do
said,
these
"Well,
comic
it's not
stuff. I mean, he only
Well,
does
no,
like,
there's other videos. I can suggest videos to you all. I can
Yeah,
I
we'll
can get
see.
some I could get some other quick-witted comic creators on here and and hash it out. Y'all can pile on and dump the abuse on me. I can take it.
a massive leap from Pierce Brosnan to Piers Morgan. And she said, it may not be to you, Piers, but to me, it's Grand Canyon sized.
that was a good one.
So look,
Very
Drosy, give me a number that makes this movie a hit. What's it got to take?
Oh, for James Gunn Superman, or what I like to call Superman's James
Superman,
Gunn,
yeah.
it definitely needs to make $700 million just to make its money back.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of conjecture, but if it hits 600, 700, they can move on. They can say, hey, it's a decent start. We have
Yeah.
a foundation, and they can move on. Their biggest problem, Piers, was instead of launching an entire universe, you just should have focused on making one good Superman movie.
Yeah.
And that was their biggest mistake, and this is not it.
Well, let's set the bar to be generous at 600 million. Do you
Yeah,
think the
600
Drosy,
million.
do you think he's going to do that? Yes or no?
It's a possibility. It's a
Piers,
possibility.
one thing
Walking,
Jeremy?
we haven't mentioned this, but like the movie is getting pretty well received overall from
Yeah.
the normies, as we call them, the average moviegoers.
Yeah,
It's
83%
getting-
on
yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, I think.
Yeah, and the audience score is like at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's
Yeah.
early on, so we always see a huge bump
and that's a
initially, but
verified audience score.
So,
but,
Jeremy, will
it's
it
still
do
pretty high.
600 million? Yes or no?
I think it will do 600 based on the fact that the tracking is saying around $200 million worldwide, and it does have good word of mouth
Yeah.
from the average
Okay.
moviegoers. I don't think 750 is about as high that I could see this movie doing it. If it does 750, they're going to deem that a success for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Chris, do you think it's going to be a hit or not?
Yes, I do think it will be a hit because
I agree
it's
with him.
really geared towards kids and families. There'll be a lot of walk-up business. A lot of the estimates are based on pre-sales, reserve tickets. And as we've seen with terrible movies like Minecraft or Super Mario, those movies did really well with walk-up business. People walk up. Families,
Mario
they
was
buy
cool.
tickets.
I
think
liked it a
it'll
lot. It was
be
everything.
Mario was
700
good.
plus.
Mario was
Okay,
good. I don't
and
know what
Dave,
the
final word to you. Is it going to be a hit?
It has to be because James Gunn and Peter Safran are now the head of DC Studios, and this is their flagship thing. So if it's not, then DC Studios is dead, and maybe Superman will have to get rebirthed again. Because
I really like
it
DC.
must be.
I really
It must be a
favor
hit for
them.
All right. Well, we're
Like, I
leaving
like
it on
this
that.
stuff.
No,
Well,
listen, they have very good IP. The problem is it's being neglected by stupid idiots.
Well,
Like
it's mainly Superman and Batman.
Yeah,
They've
but the
got
thing
a
is,
ton of Batman and a ton
right?
of
But
Superman.
they should have focused. Honestly, they should have focused, and they should stop remaking. We already know Superman's story. Everyone knows Superman's story. If you want to know the backstory, the origin of Superman, watch all the other movies.
Looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah, they should just go. Like, we don't need to watch the same nonsense, or just go straight to the Justice League episodes,
Like they do in the animated. Exactly.
Yeah, just go straight to Justice League. Go straight to the middle of the stories. We don't need to know your James Gunn director, your whole Megillah, your whole Talmudic understanding of your stupid vision of Superman. Just make a good movie. Get into the Justice League stories. We don't know the Justice League stories. Make the Justice League the next X-Men box office hits. That's my suggestion to Hollywood. And that's what I can say. That's my critique on it.
I really like the JSA. I'm old school. I like the golden age, like older.
Yeah, I get JSA was also good. There was one thing that was very successful in Netflix. Not very successful. It was like one time. It was also like a Justice League kind of show. I think the JSA was called. No?
They had Stargirl. Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's Amazon.
Stargirl dealt a lot with that. They went into a lot of the older.
By the way, that girl I think got sick. She got diagnosed with some sort of disease. The girl
Who's that?
Stargirl. The girl Stargirl.
She was in the Final Destination movie recently. The main actress that played
Yeah, but
Stargirl.
I heard she got diagnosed with some sort of disease or something.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
I just saw a news thing. I got to check it out.
I know that
I
there's
might be
a
wrong.
comic shop that had a bunch of posters of her that I happened to have, and I thought if I saw her at something, I'd hook her up with them so she could like sign them for people or whatever. But it's like, take these. You know, we've got these extra things. So, I mean, I've got several like things of them wrapped in plastic. Incidentally, I know that's like weird, crazy stuff. But no, I've got the Stargirl actress.
Right.
I like the series. I wish it went another season. It should have. I really like the shade a lot. Are we back to the episode?
No, we're done. We're done with it. We're done with the Piers Morgan episode.
Yeah,
I think we'll call it for a night in our response. But next week I'll give you a full structure written out how we're going to do our reviews. Because I want to make sure the reviews are done properly so we can write it up and become like the staple on reviews. And we also want to bring other
you
people
don't just
on
want
the
me like
reviews.
flying off the cuff and being
No,
like, hey,
I don't want to fly off the cuff. I want to make a real review system.
So next week we're going to be doing Star Trek Red Shirt.
And this is the only time we're gonna preset what we're gonna do a review on. I don't want people knowing we're doing the review till the review. Because there's no point of people watching us. You know, that's honestly. Anyway,
so it's like they do trailers before movies and all that. But yeah, okay, I hear you.
But this is not a movie. It's a critique.
Are we good? Are we good? We've been going an hour and 10 minutes. It's got a clock ticking.
Yeah, I think we're good, but what's wrong? We did good stuff today.
No,
I mean, we didn't get much people on TikTok, but we got 5 viewers.
You know what? People catch it on the backswing, man. And no, this was. Yeah. I feel like this was one of our smoother, hotter episodes. You can find other comic commentary, or I can send you stuff that I think would be interested.
Well, we're going to announce next week a new product that we're going to have. We're going to have an iShookcomics.net. It's going to be up next week, and iShookcomics.net will allow all the comic peoples to sign up, write articles, promote their stuff, and get monetized and paid for every set amount of views available. And this will be comic-centric platform only. So it's going to be an article comic-centric platform. It'll be also connected to Google News. There's going to be a lot of caveats there. You can also do live blogging. It's going to be an unbelievable site, and we're going to monetize it. In the sense, it's going to be a monetization type of platform where people get paid out.
When is that going to be up and rolling?
Next week Thursday, we're going to announce it. So next week Thursday, it will be live when we go live.
Oh man, yeah, I could say something that would just like light a fire, but I will hold it in.
I'll hold it in. We'll send it to all the guys who are on our comics still now, and see if they'll utilize it and join us on our podcast. So anyway. That's the future of our products, the future of things that we're doing. Don't forget to buy Superback on Amazon. We'll appreciate if you do so. And follow Ben right here, QR code Ben, and you'll get to our Superback comic. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. And we're coming out with a few new issues coming soon.